We're working diligently to follow all the leads that we have. I'm not going to get into the weeds about what those leads are or the tactics behind what we're doing. I will tell you that as far as the community goes, there's two ways of looking at this. He's either within a 5-mile radius or he's in the rest of the world, and we're searching both. So with that, I will say that if you're folks in the community, if you see something that is suspicious to you, you can guarantee it'll be suspicious to us. Let us know. Call 911, call the Orange County Sheriff's Office. You can call 919-245-2900. You can call me at my cell phone, 919-612-0003. I promise you will not get a recording. I will answer. Again, to the folks in the community, if you see something, it might not mean anything to you, but it might mean something to us. So even if it's just a very small thing, a detail, let us know. We certainly want to follow up on that. And I'll now turn it over to Director Ishii.
Well, thank you, Sheriff. Good afternoon. As we begin, I'm just going to provide some very brief information to build on our briefing from earlier this morning. I want to start by thanking all of our law enforcement partners that are working collaboratively with us to bring offender Alston back into custody. And Sheriff, we appreciate your leadership as we're working together to bring this man back into our custody. Our staff will be on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week until offender Alston is returned to custody. One update on our staff, the staff that were directly involved this morning. Good news is, thank God, they are okay. They were not seriously injured, and we are thankful for that. And just to reiterate the sheriff's message, if you see anything, please notify local law enforcement, 911, whatever is the quickest avenue to do that. Thank you.
I do want to highlight a couple of things about the partnership and the working relationship between the agencies involved, all the way from the hospital police chief down to adult corrections. Everyone has come together. We are at a unified location working together. I have also reached out to the North Carolina Sheriff's Association's Executive Vice President and General Counsel, Eddie Caldwell, and he has activated the Sheriff's Helping Sheriffs Network. That is a network of sheriffs that are notified by the association that another sheriff needs help. We now have at least 3 agencies en route to us to assist us with assignments this afternoon. This will be ongoing, and we will broaden that request for assistance as needed. At this time, I'd entertain questions if there are any briefly.
Earlier you guys mentioned that the suspect was able to break free from the officers. How does something like that happen?
Someone has an intent to go where you don't know they're going to go, and they run. And it happens bang, bang. The gentleman, as soon as he put his foot on the ground to get out of the vehicle, took off running.
Did the 2 officers chase after him?
They did.
Were they just not able to catch up with him, I guess?
That's correct.
He was also coming from Verde Correctional Center. So why come all the way to Orange County to get medical care?
Ramon Alston is a resident of Orange County, was before he went to prison. I would assume, and I don't know what he was coming here for, that's not been given to me. He had been treated here before, I believe, and this is his home, and maybe that was for continuity of care. I would have to ask the physicians, and they won't tell me, so that's that.
Sheriff, earlier we weren't sure if there was a wide shelter in place, but what's the message to the public right now to just, you say this, if you see something, say something, but what should they do right now? Should they stay inside? Can they still go outside?
So thank you for that, and I will say that every day things bad happen around us that we don't know about. We know that this happened, and so we can just tell folks what happened and let them act accordingly and carry on their daily lives. The one thing I try to keep in my heart all the time is I'm not going to let somebody's wrongdoing interfere with me living my life. I will say that you have to be precautious, take precaution every day in your lives. If you're in the area of that hospital, This morning would have been a good time to take precaution. As the day has gone on, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours, and we have not had any reported sightings, I'm not going to say lower your level of precaution, but you've got to live your life.
Could you clarify those leg restraints that were on the offender before he got out of the vehicle? I mean, just trying to understand a little bit more about how he could have gotten out of those.
So they're much like a handcuff, but they're a little bit larger to fit around your ankles. And it's connected by a chain which is about 2.5 feet long, and it's designed to keep you from getting a large gait if you decide to walk or run away. It also, when you put your foot down, puts pressure against your Achilles, which slows you a good bit. It's uncomfortable. How he got them off, I don't know.
I have to ask, just based on that, and then as well as him being able to break away at this point, is there any sort of investigation into the officers that were transporting him?
That's always the case, whether it's apparent or not. We investigate every aspect of what's going on, from the time they left the facility to the time they got there and he broke away. Every bit of that will be under investigation. Yes, ma'am.
Is there any indicator that he might have made contact with someone as he was in prison, to plan something like this?
Well, people are in contact with their families all the time. Whether or not they planned anything or not, that's still something we're looking into.
Earlier, I know you guys said that you guys hadn't associated any sort of vehicle with him. Has that changed at this point?
I'm not going to get into that at this time.
Can you tell us what level the inmate is and what kind of restraints are required for an inmate of that level?
So, again, the policies and procedures of the Department of Adult Corrections are Director Ashi's. It's my understanding that leg restraints and shackles on your hands and a belly chain is what was in place. In closing, I just want to again reiterate the partnership of the law enforcement agencies, state, federal, and local that are involved has been amazing this morning. And we're doing what we do, and we feel confident that we will take the subject into custody.
One more thing quickly. Do corrections officers carry guns on them?
Yes.
And so this level of restrictions, the shackles and then the handcuffs, was that the appropriate, level of protection on
Yes.
the offender?
Yes, and as in policy a lot of times dictates what we do when we deliver an inmate wherever, and the same with the adult corrections. We have secure lock boxes that we put our guns in sometimes when we're moving inmate from one place to the other, and that protocol was followed this morning. Thank you very much.
Under that assumption, the officers didn't have an opportunity to draw their weapons.
That's correct. Thank you.
We've got a flyer for y'all. What's new here is we have a photo on here that we didn't have earlier today. The most recent photo on here, the March 2023, is the most recent photo we have of us. The others are kind of a history photo. Anybody else?
Hopefully this passes by then.
We'll be back at 4:30 unless we're back soon.